We're narrowing down in on the Black Ops 6 release date, and with that means more info as Call of Duty and leaks begin to provide more and more of what we're looking forward to on release day. Today, we have been receiving all the information about weapons and the classes and how they're going to work. So what I'm going to cover for you all is specifically what weapons are coming out, general wildcard options, and what you can expect for building classes going forward. First, we're going to be looking at the list of weapons and what they unlock at inside of Black Ops 6 on release day. So up first, we have the assault rifles. We have the return of the XM4 and AK, both of which were inside of the beta. The XM4, which comes in from Black Ops Cold War, and the AK, which is just a general staple. Of course, this is the AK-74. That is the 545 variant, or at least it should be. I don't think that the 74 was in 7.62. Yeah, AK-74 is 545. Then we are getting into the AIMS 85, the last of the ARs that we received inside the beta. Then we start getting into the new ones. We have the GPR 91, the Goblin MK2, the Model L, and a returning fan favorite from most shooters that feature in the modern area, the AS-Val. We will be receiving these at different levels. AK at level 10, the AIMS at 19, the GPR at 28, the Model L at 40, the Goblin MK2 at 46, and the AS-Val at 55. Going over into the SMG category, we're at the C9, or what looks to be like an MP5 that's unlocked immediately. The KSV, level 7. The Tato 22, which was the last one we received from the beta. We get that one at level 16. The PP919, which I'm guessing is going to be the PP19 or the Bison or the Bullfrog if you played Cold War. That's going to be at level 37. We're looking at the Jackal PDW, which is the absolute dominant weapon from the beta, and that one's at level 43. And finally, the Compact 92 at level 49. Shotguns are only receiving 2 this time around to start. The Marine SP, which is again from the beta, which we start with, and the ASG 89, which comes in at level 31. That's going to be a semi-auto. It looks like an AA-12, so it will probably be pretty devastating inside of multiplayer. The LMGs are the PS21, which is the one we start with. The XMG, which is the one from the beta, which is a modified XM4. It's going to be basically the Stoner, and that's going to be at level 13. The GPMG-7 coming in at level 52. Marksman rifles, which are a bit of a change to the way that normally marksman rifles work inside of the Call of Duty series. We've got the SWAT 556 as the one from the beta. It is a burst rifle and used to be an AR. I don't know why it's a marksman rifle now, but we'll see how it plays. We have the Sarkov 7.62 at level 22, the AEK 973 at level 34. This is probably a calibered up version of the AEK. If you've played Battlefield 4 before, you've probably died to that a million times. This seems to be probably just a larger caliber version of that. And then the DM10, which was the last one we received inside of the beta, and it looks like an SR25, or also known as a Mark 11 Mod 0 if you've played some of the other games as well, and that's at level 43. We're looking at the sniper rifles, the LW3A1 Frostline, that's unlocked immediately. That one looks like the L96, and I'm guessing it probably is. We have the SVD coming in at level 25, and that is the semi-auto Dragunov style rifle. Then we have the LR762 at level 49, which is the one from the beta. We have pistols of the 9mm PM. This kind of looks like a Makarov. I'm not sure if it is, but it kind of looks like one. The Grekova at level 13, the GS45 at level 28, and the Strider 22 at level 40. Launchers that most no one cares about, the Sigma and the HE1. I'm guessing the Sigma is going to be a lock, and the HE1 is mostly going to be a dummy aim and fire type, so pretty much what to expect out of that. Melees sit at knife and baseball bat. Also, it'll be really nice to know that there is a returning and improved version of the gun range. We're going to be able to have a little bit more control over how the gun range works, the information it gives us, and how we can adjust the dummies to act, react, and of course the return of the plate settings so you can know how it's going to play in multiplayer versus how it's going to play in Warzone. I know specifically inside of the game itself, the numbers don't always transfer directly over into Warzone. You can actually do it right now in Warzone, go in there and use one weapon and get different numbers than if you go over to Warzone and load it up. So obviously that can change over time. For the start, we'll at least be able to get an idea how the weapons are going to perform in multiplayer versus Warzone by changing plates inside of the firing range. But also one thing to keep in mind is there is the mode that allows the VIP to have 3 plates as well, which means it'll give you an idea how well a weapon will be at removing one of the VIPs. Also, with that is the return of weapon stats, and I was so terrified that we were not going to have this information. Black Ops Cold War was one of the first ones to really nail down the idea of weapon stats, and they continued it over inside of Warzone, and luckily enough, it's coming back again with even more information, at least a little bit better to readable version this time around, rather than the large sprawling graph. This one is going to be straight and to the point, and you'll be able to see each individual section rather than a bunch of vague numbers. This is really probably one of the best versions of this I've seen so far, and I'm really excited to have this. As a number guy, you know that I'm going to obsess over these charts to try to get you all the best weapons. So if you're looking for the best guns, don't be afraid to ask. I will be happy to give you some of the best guns, best builds inside of the game, and explain to you why I like to use something other than the best stuff. But after that, we've got one more thing, and that's going to be directly how it affects your classes, and that is the wild cards. We've seen the wild cards before, and there probably isn't too much that's going to be surprising. They're borrowing a little bit what Modern Warfare 3 did with the vest and sort, but the wild cards are as follows. The Tactical Expert gets you two extra tacticals. Overkill, which is 2 primary weapons. Gunfighter, which gets you 3 extra attachments, which is really going to start to affect how the meta builds are going to run inside of Warzone, and will obviously make or break some guns inside of the core multiplayer. Danger Close gets you 1 extra lethal. Prepper allows you to run 2 field upgrades, so ammo in a wall or something of the sort. And then Perk Greed, which is just going to double up on your perks. Now, they have said previously that these should be coming over into Warzone, so we will either see these or some modified version of these by the time Warzone's update drops. With Area 99, keep in mind, we're still stuck on Urzikstan for probably a few months after the launch, so this will all be probably smoothed over a little bit more before we get into our return to Verdansk days. But hopefully, these will make for a really good time in the multiplayer as all of us try to grind out our camos and definitely not pay someone else to do it for us. Because we're content creators. We're already playing the game. Why are you paying people to grind out your camos for you? That's just a sore point for me. But thank y'all for watching the video. If there's more things you want to know that I haven't covered, let me know down below so I can get a video made for you. We're going to be playing this pretty much non-stop for the first week when it comes out, and try to work on getting everything unlocked, maxed, and try to get you all the best, most concise information possible for your Black Ops 6 gameplay, and to also try to prepare you for how it might affect your Warzone gameplay in the end. If you've been keeping up with all of the Ricochet stuff, I've got a video right over here that might interest you.